All right, we back. Trying our best to live and deal with these propagandas again. Let me show you something. Check the news out. I can't believe this is what you must understand about what's really going on, and what they're trying to have your mind be developed into. So they're using our kids for everything. If they can't kill them, then they kill them in their brain, in their body, soul. You know. I'll tell you, it's cocaine.
Legislators refused to take up a measure to ban assault rifles.
Students here in the Southland are showing their support for the Parkland victims. As CBS 2's Randy Page shows us, there was a walkout in Santa Clarita for gun reform and school safety.
Something needs to change.
Students in Florida aren't the only ones demonstrating today. These students in Santa Clarita are lifting their voices as well.
No more fear.
I want people to know that this is not okay, that this is an injustice, and we should not stand idly by.
Dean Douglas is the organizer of today's protest on the grounds of Golden Valley High School. He says the students here are inspired by the voices of survivors in Parkland, Florida, and they're here to join the crusade. About 100 kids joined in the protest today, many holding signs with the names of the victims in the Florida school shooting.
We're speaking for them, for the people that have died, and I think that's powerful in a sense, and for us protesting and for other schools to protest, that just means more.
This is our generation, and we're going to be the difference, and we're going to be the change we want to see, and we're going to go to our government, and we're going to change things, and we're going to make things better for ourselves and for everyone.
Dean Douglas's mother, Jill, watched from a distance.
I'm very proud of them. I'm very excited for their future. I'm very sad that our children have to live this way in today's world. It's not right, and I feel for the parents, the students, and the victims of Parkland. So we're here to support them, and we're here to jump behind them and say this isn't right, never again.
When the protest began, some of the kids appeared to be a bit
Hello?
timid, but as the crowd grew, their voices became stronger.
Yeah, who's this?
Thanks, sir. This is Kim. I'm giving a call now from CBC National Bank in the VA Loan Division, and we're touching base with our veterans on the VA 100 Home Program. It's a benefit that's available to you on your mortgage, and it does allow you to utilize the equity in your home to pay off any kind of debt you might be carrying. It could even help you just do some home improvements. So we're just touching base to see, sir, if this is a program you think it would benefit from, and get you a little more information. Do you have any higher interest rate credit card debt, equity lines, installment debt, anything like that that you'd like to get paid on?
Of suggestions from both sides.
My property is located in Texas.
Horrible situation that's going on.
Your property what, sir?
My property is located in Texas.
The latest town rocked by gun violence.
The one that you have your VA mortgage, you don't live in it?
No, what I'm saying is my property is in my property is in Texas.
Okay.
Does
and we can't.
Right, so it would have to be in California, right?
Right. Okay, sir. I thank you for your service, and you have a good rest of your day.
You too. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
But like I was saying, you have to understand that when you heard those kids talking, they just listen to their voice. That's what you gotta understand.
The day after legislators refused to take up a measure to ban assault rifles.
I mean, you had one girl like her. Like this girl right here, she sounds real girly, real dingy,
Something needs to change.
So she sounded like she was dingy, right? And now the next girl, another guy, he sounded like a damn homosexual. He sounded like a straight homosexual.
Are lifting their voices as well.
A homosexual regarding a man acting like a girl, or talking like a girl, or sounding feminine, or even looking kind of feminine. Not to say that he is or whatever. Just the fact that that's what they put. That's what they interviewed. I know they had 1,000 kids there they could interview, or hundreds, but they chose him to talk for the males, the boys. Now the girls, they had three.
I want people to know that this is not okay, that this is an injustice, and we should not stand idly by.
Dean Douglas is
See, he was like the leader or something.
They're here to join
or something. Now
names of
this girl sound kind of like she's another race, but
protest today, many holding signs with the names of the
she's basically representing the black people, but there are no black people.
We're speaking for them, for the people that have died, and I think that's powerful in a sense. And for us protesting and for other schools to protest, that just means more.
This is our generation, and we're going to be the difference, and we're going to be the change we want to see. And we're going to go to our governments, and we're going to change things, and we're going to make things better for ourselves and for everyone.
Dean Douglas's mother, Jill, watched from a distance.
I'm very proud of them. I'm very excited for their future. I'm very sad that our children have to live this way.
The mother's
in
like,
today's
she's
world.
halfway. Anyways, I can't, I'm not gonna sit there and talk about people like that. I'm just saying, just in general, to understand that how the media, television, tell a lie with a vision, just to be able to make people think, okay, once you get on channel 2, 4, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, then you made it. You are it. You are the one who you should be trying to gravitate to. This is where you need to be at. Going to. And so, I mean, all that stuff, all it does is create people to bring. First of all, why do people carry guns? First of all, let's just deal with that. Why would somebody carry a gun? Why? They would carry a gun because of fear, right? That's the real way. Well, I mean, think about it. Why would you break? That's like, okay, you know it's breaking the law. Even if you get it registered, and have it legally, you carry the gun is for protection. Protection from what? Stuff that you might have done in the past that you don't know if it might come up, and you gotta be ready. You're at war. So we're at war here in a place that we call freedom. So that's how people were brought up, So now we look at the the other side of it. Okay, we got that out the way. Let's deal with something that I brought up last summer that I had to go to court for. Where I ended up getting a restraining order on me, where I can't go to my daughter's school. Because of why? Because I yelled at the one of the employees or the owners or whatever and called them homosexual. And I said this don't need to be in the schools. This don't need to be glamorized. You bring your boyfriends to the school, sit up in the front desk like it's okay. How is it okay when you got the kids watching you? They looking at you. You raised these kids since they were born. These kids is grown now. These kids are over 30 years old, and the kids you had coming through your school. Okay, so if you see them, and that's what I'm saying. The government goes to these schools and tells them to do these things. It has to be. Nobody just does this stuff without nobody challenging them on it. That's what I feel like. Because they'd been shut down a long time ago. I mean, that's what I'm feeling. But like I said, I brought this up. First thing they want to do, if you don't want terrorism, don't create terrorism. That's what I say. And I said that back when they had 9/11, where I was in jail during that time. I was locked up. I was actually probably mentally safe because I didn't have that fear that people got that type of fear where it's just in your soul. That's part of selling your soul. It's just is having fear. Because if it says in the book that thou shalt feel no evil, thou shalt not feel no evil, for thou art with me. Thou shalt feel no evil, thou or doubt. Let me look that up. Thou or doubt. Because it's very important to understand these. Me and my dad were talking about that on the phone last week, day after that shooting where the shooting hit in Florida. These different words that sound the same but mean different. Let me look this up quick. Hold on.
World, it's not right, and I feel for the parents and the students and the victims of Parkland. So we're here to support them, and we're here to jump behind them and say this isn't right, never again.
When the protest began, some of the kids appeared to be a bit tentative, but as the crowd grew, their voices became stronger. Ending with a moment of silence.
Now this is a black kid. Sound like something kind of wrong with him, but I can't.
Began, some of the kids appeared
but
to be a bit
I'm just saying, just
as the crowd grew, their voices became stronger. Ending with a moment of silence. In Santa Clarita, Randy Pate, CBS 2 News.
That's what I'm saying. They want these kids, and they're showing it to you in your face. Every last one of those boys, they sound like straight gay, homosexual boys. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's the way they sound. I mean, just on they. Even maybe that's why I sound sometimes. You know, when I'm trying to get my point across, whatever. Because you're be a man, you better talk like this or like talk like this. You know, what's up, man? But it's like, okay, if you want to be a spokesman, if you want to be whatever, you got to have this type of sound. So we want people to gravitate towards this way of being. You feel me? So I'm not saying they could be something totally different at home or around their friends. But when it's time to speak in front of a crowd or whatever, we want you to sound as feminine as possible. Or gay as possible, you know. And that's easy to watch, how to be gay. They got gay all over TV. My daughter and her mother watch gay things every single day. Every single day. They don't miss a day without watching some gay on TV. Faithfully. But like I was saying about the it says in Psalms, that's the Old Testament for all you people who don't know about going to church. In Psalms 23 of the 4th verse. Well, I'm just gonna sing the whole thing. See, because everybody should know it by heart. I used to know it by heart. But you understand, we sit there, we taught stuff. And sometimes you might miss something that's very, like right now, I missed something. I read this while I was on my little break looking for this stuff. And I said, I never, because, I was faithful watching movies. All niggas got to do is watch movies and stuff, wherever, if it benefits you or not. But you don't see through the codes because they have these codes that you don't catch on until maybe later. Until you go through something. But I'm trying to have y'all bypass that stuff. Because we come to a society that that's basically sold our souls from fear. Not on a level where you're just a tough guy, and just on the level of you must be this way or you're not going to fit into this group. So a lot of people they fake it. You know what I'm saying? So by you faking it, it's causing other people to just be it. So while you faking it, they being it. But anyways, let me go to this. It says, "The Lord is my shepherd; I shall not want." In other words, the Lord is my shepherd. In other words, He's the one taking care of me, and I ain't got to want for nothing. I got to find a place to live, place to eat, place to drink, place for nothing. I'm good. Now, who's the Lord? The Lord. I mean, the Lord could be. That's what I'm saying. These words that they have in the Bible that we learn from, because you got movies called Lord of the Rings. The Vice Lords, So what Lord are you talking about? Because whatever it is, you just say it. But, you pick and choose what we want to say and what we want to determine it being. So the second verse says, He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside the still waters. So that's everything got to do with taking care of you and showing you the way, and showing you how to do things without you killing yourself. Then it says, third verse says, restores my soul. Restores my soul. So even though you so restore means what? Restore means you fix or do over again or something like that, right? Let me look at restore. I forgot what restore means. Man. Restore. Because we have to understand these words that we're using that we think we know. So basically, restore not only means do it over again, but sometimes means make it better than what it was before. So you can lose your soul, but then it can be restored to be better than it was before. Feel me? So don't think that you is out of the window, you is out of the picture. Because then it says He leads me in the paths of righteousness for His name's sake. So now you're doing everything that's right. You're not doing nothing that's wrong in the sight of the Most High. You're doing everything that's in favor to the Most High. So therefore, you're giving all that to the Most High. You're saying that that's because this comes from the Most High, the Most High God. Okay, you're representing the Most High when it says that. Now we get to the fourth verse. This is what we want to deal with. Yea, do I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for Thou art with me. For Thou art with me. For Thou art with me. Now, Thy rod and Thy staff, they comfort me. So he went back to Moses when he said that. This is David. This is King David speaking. Right? This is in Psalms 23rd. Psalms 23rd. Of the fourth verse. We'll go from first over to the 8th, 6th, or 7th. No, 6. It's 6 verses. But he said, I will feel no evil, for Thou art with me. For Thou art with me. That's the art of the covenant that was given to Moses to lead his people through the desert. You know what I'm saying? Because those people was acting a fool. You know what I'm saying? So he was leading them. He had this art to show that this is the promise for the Most High that's going to take care of us. So we ain't gotta fear nothing. That's what he's pretty much David's saying seeing now that this problem still exists to this day. But for some reason, like I said, I had to go back to 9/11, where I was locked up. When I was locked up, and I got locked up 2 weeks before 9/11. 2 weeks. It was like my mom's birthday, and then I got out 3 months later, around December 7th. Maybe a week or so before Christmas. I forgot the exact date, but it was around that time. So when I came out of jail, everything was off the TVs. I mean, I didn't have no internet. You know, at least I didn't use it. They had it, but I didn't use it. I mean, I should have used it, but I didn't use it until a few months later after I got out. That's when I started. But they took it off. I never seen. I don't think they had no YouTube during that time in 2001. So, you know, anything that was on the internet was watched very, very closely. You know, watched very closely, and everything wasn't out yet. We didn't even have pictures on our phone during this time. So I didn't see the people, all the chaotic contrast, all the crashing, the people falling off the buildings, the people just dying, that you saw the news, that you guys saw the news live. You saw it live. I didn't see it until 16 years, 17 years after it happened on YouTube. And I found it by mistake. Because I never thought about watching, I never thought about seeing it. I mean, no one, I mean, there wasn't, I might have, but then too, I might have saw a guy falling off a building. One guy falling off a building on a photo. Yeah. And we all thought, we were all laughing in jail about it. Because everyone made jokes about it. Everyone, they treated me good. And they called me, my name was Bin Laden. The Bloods called me Ben, and the Crips called me Laden. Because I was in a certain jail where we had Bloods and Crips. We're all hustlers. We're all just trying to get through this process in the best part of jail that there is. At least I was. I'm pretty sure they were too. Unless they were just sent to me, I don't know. But all I can say is I've been to jail before, so I know how nasty it was in there. And I was trying to get to the best location as possible, and I was just going with whatever they told me. And then even though you shouldn't be in jail as it is, this is what I was going through in 2001. So when I finally got there, and I was already mad, and I wouldn't come on myself for the first, then 9/11 happened the same week, where I was going through my little ordeal when I first got to my part of the jail that I was going to be in, and the thing about it is I was in because the reason why I did this is because I always wanted to know why people always think I'm a homosexual. Why I always have these gay people coming after me or trying to get close. That's why I never had no man friend. Friends I had was when I was younger, and they were always younger than me. But as far as I had white friends, but they we were different, so we left it like that. But as far as just a close friend, same age, I always felt that I would see things and hear things, and so I always felt like there was some homosexuality. So I just dealt with girls because I already had sisters. I had 4 sisters before my little brother didn't come till 14 years later. So I was comfortable around women, and women could take a lot of stuff. I could say something to a female, and she'd take it and laugh and joke. I say it to a man, he'd be ready to fight and kill me, or maybe have to want to kill him. So I just let me stay away from y'all. Y'all men, y'all act worse than the women. Y'all act more sensitive than the women. So because I was used to talking to women, my sisters talking stuff, but a man ain't talk to her like that. Nah, he'd kill your ass. He wants, you know what I'm saying? But I was used to getting treated that way from people, and it reminded me of my sister. So I thought it was funny. So it would never bother me. You know. But anyways, so it says, I will, for thou art, that I promise, thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemy. Thou anointest my head with oil. My cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. You know? So, you have to understand, a lot of that fear that you guys lost from 9/11, that was some serious propaganda. Just to get y'all minds thinking the way it does. Because what y'all did was y'all took y'all minds and y'all gave it to y'all kids. That's why your kids probably halfway crackheads anyway, because you have so much crack and drugs in your system that you gave it to your kids. So your kids is coming up with that crackhead mentality. You know? And then you're pouring this stuff, you're saying this is okay, homosexuality is okay, being a homosexual, that's an evil spirit. That's what this whole Garden of Eden thing was about. That was the first book of the Bible, the first chapter of the Bible, or first couple chapters of the Bible. Everything started with that. As long as you understand that part and stay away from that, then you're good. But no, we seem to want to stay with that, to keep that evilness in. You know why? Because it sells, it makes money. The love of money is the root to all evil. That's why you can't come to me and say, everything I got because I earned it. Okay, I didn't get it because I tried to mislead people. Or everything I did, I did to get people conscious, that people see things. So then when I let you see it, then when things happen, now you don't want to tell me that I was right. You want to sit there and do another lie. You know, put these little faggot kids on the TV talking about nothing. You know. That was a whole source right there. That was the source of what I was talking about. If you took care of that problem, then everything would have been okay. But you didn't. You kicked me off the curb. You took me not to be able to see my daughter in her school that I spent 12 years at, or 10, 11 years at. You know, taking her and seeing her, and you know, being a father that wants to provide for my daughter the best way I can, and just take that away, and then you're surprised this happens. Come on, man. And that's what I'm saying. They don't sit there and they'll keep lying to you. Lies. It makes money. One lie that covers another lie. But the truth kills everything. The truth stops everything. The party's over. It is. The party's over now. Why? Because I just told you the truth. Let's go again.